Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching our channel for the first time, allow me to request you to take a second or two and subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell. You can also like and share videos. To all who support us in one way or the other, allow me to thank you in a very special way. William Samoei Ruto is a man under siege. He has been boxed into a corner and he doesn't know how to retrieve his steps. The Hustler Nation is on his neck because when he was campaigning last year, he campaigned on a platform to develop an economic model that was going to be very friendly to them. He called it bottom up, and he said it will be looking into those who are at the bottom of the economic pyramid. And he said that he was going to take a paradigm shift from what had been perpetuated from the former regimes. But 15 months down the line, William Ruto is a shadow of his former self. The members of parliament allied to the UDA and Kenya Kwanza are telling him that the ground is becoming very precarious because when they go back home, people are piling pressure on them. They want an answer why the cost of living continues to skyrocket beyond the means of the very common man he had promised to reduce the cost of living. The mama mbogas and the watu wa boda boda. Now William Ruto is in a fix because he is trying to ensure the nation that everything is on course and that he is on the same track and he will soon stabilize the economy. But at the same time, he is trying to look at how he can maneuver himself from now up to 2027. Because if there is one thing that is causing William Ruto sleepless nights, is how he can become a second-term president. Because everything indicates that William Ruto will not win 2027 elections. There is only one way. If the IEBC decides to declare him the way they did in 2022. Now, in a bid to ensure that he stays on course and he stays politically relevant, Ruto has decided that he is doing a few things to tilt the mathematics. One, if you look at what is happening in Nyanza, Nyanza is a beehive of UDA activities. He has charged people like the former governor, Zachary Ubado, and they are busy with the recruitment drives trying to register people to the UDA party to try and to win Kenyans that Nyanza is tired of the ODM and they are switching to UDA. Number two, there is an ongoing talk in Bomas that is trying to achieve peace and tranquility, among other things. And the NIS has decided to use this to convince Kenyans that Raila is working very closely with William Ruto. And so this is going to achieve two things. One, an economy that is already damaged by the Kenya Kwanza manifesto and plans, and with the high taxes, the NIS wants to paint a picture that Raila is part and parcel of this government, so that the blame game will shift from William Ruto to Raila Amolo Odinga, or they will share it. And very soon you will see them saying that Raila Amolo Odinga is the one who destroyed the Kenyan economy when he was advising Uhuru Kenyatta. So today they want to create another picture that Raila is trying to help William Ruto. In short, William Ruto wants Raila to help him wipe the damage that he has done. And he's also trying that before 2027, he wants to split Azimio so that he does not face a strong opponent. But Raila's moves has really scared William Ruto, because Raila has responded to every bit of his political machinations. And that is what I want us to look at here. How Raila has decided to neutralize Ruto's political manipulation to an extent that William Ruto does not know where he's going, he does not know where he's coming from. Let us begin with the cost of living and the idea that Raila Amolo Odinga is working closely with William Ruto. Raila, first of all, gave Kenyans enough time, because apparently William Ruto had even written a letter to the international community and diplomats that Raila was hell-bent in trying to topple a government that they called was legitimately elected. So what did Raila do? Raila decided to take a low profile. He left them to stabilize the economy, because that is what William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua said, that this man, Raila Odinga, is the stumbling block to stabilizing an economy that they had destroyed. So Raila and his friend Uhuru Kenyatta decided to keep quiet. Within a few months after Raila and Uhuru Kenyatta allowed William Ruto to try and stabilize the economy, things are getting from bad to worse, and the hustler nation is busy crying and castigating William Ruto for hoodwinking them.
Rais alikuwa anatuambia ati anatoa mama mboga kutoka chini aende juu. Sasa sisi tunaona ni kama sasa yeye sisi anatutoa huko juu anaturudisha chini, sisi ndio tunamuinua sasa. Tumechoka kabisa. Kama sisi mama mboga tumechoka, tumebeba gunia mpaka tumechoka. Hapa penye nimekaa ninaongea na niko na huzuni sana. Yeye penye yako ajue mama mboga tumechoka na hata hatumtaki sasa, na hiyo ni rais yake. Mimi kabisa kwa upande wangu, simtaki.
And with that, Raila resurfaced and told them that I went to the streets to fight on your behalf, but you were deceived that I was going to destroy your shops and your businesses. Now, the businesses are being destroyed by none other than your government.
So now, Chance is no longer the cheapest. A vacuum is building down there, which Kenya can actually fill with proper policies. But you cannot do it if you've got mediocrity and the kind of rogues and thieves running our affairs. These thieves will take us nowhere. The cost of living, which Jimmy is talking about here, will not go down when these thieves are in charge. This cost of living will not go down. You see, today people are suffering all over. If those who are saying that demonstrations by Azimio inaharibu biashara yetu, leo wanakuja wanasema baba yuko wapi? Na baba ako kimya. He's not talking. Because they say that our demonstrations are destroying our businesses. No, their businesses are being destroyed not by demonstrations, but through taxation. Taxation. Sasa mbwa anakula watoto yake. Si mbwa anakula watoto yake. Sasa wanasema ati mkuki kwa nguruwe, kwa binadamu ni chungu. So sisi we were here. Manake wanasema wao wanajua vile watafanya. Ati hii deni ilichukuliwa mingi, all this time, all rubbish.
Kenyans are asking you as Azimio coalition, because you are the first guys to call for a high rise of the economy. You called for maandamano, so they are asking you if you could come now to the street. You plead with the government to lower the.
Listen,
yes.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Yes.
Hey, because it's a Kenyan thing. I don't want it to be seen like kama ni Raila na Kalonzo na Martha Karua and Azimio ndio ambao wanaumia. We were trying to tell Kenyans and we were just responding to what Kenyans were saying. I think the situation has not improved. If anything, it has become worse. So we leave it to Kenyans.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Your Excellency, as co-chair of the talks, what is the progress so far? Is there any positivity?
We'll see you in. We'll brief you in Stony Abbey.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Raila has closed any doors of working with William Ruto, and the Azimio supporters who thought that maybe he was going to be part of the mess can have a sigh of relief, because he has maintained that this is a government of kleptomaniacs and he doesn't want to be part of it. So that has ruled out Ruto's hidden agenda, that he's working very closely with Raila Amolo Odinga. And it is also a thorn in the flesh and a big blow, because he thought that Raila would legitimize his presidency that he had rejected. Number two, on the recruitment drive that is going on in Nyanza, Raila announced recently that they had launched an ODM massive recruitment drive that will cover the whole of Nyanza, then they will move to the other regions.
Kwanza ningependa kuchukua fursa hii kusalimu wanachama na wafuasi wa chama chetu cha ODM kote walipo katika Jamhuri ya Kenya. Ningependa kuambia ati ODM nashukuru sana ile msaada ambao wamewapatia chama na wafuasi wa chama kokote ambao wako. Sasa tunaanza shughuli ya kusajili upya wanachama katika chama chetu. Najua kuna vijana wengi ambao sasa wamehitimu umri ya kupiga kura, ambaye wanatungependa kujiandikisha kama wanachama wa chama chetu cha ODM. Sasa tunaanza juhudi ya kuwapatia fursa ya kujisajili kama wanachama wa ODM. Na kesho tutazindua kirasmi hafla hiyo kule Siaya Kababa. Siku ya Jumatatu tutafanya vile vile hivyo kule Homa Bay. Baadaye tutafanya eneo zingine kama Migori, Kisii, Nyamira, Kisumu. Kisha tutaenda upande ya magharibi kule Kakamega, tutaenda Pwani na kadhalika. Hii shughuli itaanza mara moja baada ya kesho kote katika taifa letu. Na ningetaka kuambia ati unaweza kujiandikisha kupitia kwa nambari ifuatavyo: *483 *036 www.odmmembership.com. Asanteni sana.
This is going to neutralize Ruto's attempted political influence. And it is also going to expose the lie that people are tired of ODM, the lie that people are now switching to UDA. We are now going to have two recruitment drives in Nyanza. One led by ODM rebels, another by the real ODM brigade. What do you think will happen? The entire nation will see that Nyanza is still ODM. And with this, William Ruto's hidden move in Nyanza is going to be annihilated completely. And I'm sure that this is going to be a big blow as he heads to 2027. The other thing that Raila has maintained is to ensure that they are together with the entire Azimio brigade stays united. Because if there is one thing that William Ruto is trying, is to ensure that as Azimio is split into pieces. Especially, they want Kalonzo to walk away so that Raila can remain alone. When Raila was engaging in the street demonstrations, they had wanted to paint it as a Luo affair. That is why they even went as far as retrieving people in Kisumu from their houses, and they were killing them. But Kalonzo has stayed put, and he has told off the Kenya Kwanza team that he is not going to leave Azimio. In fact, Raila made it even more difficult when he suggested that they could support Kalonzo Musyoka in 2027. So this is really becoming very difficult for William Ruto to maneuver, because that unity is still there against their chagrin. They've always wanted Azimio to be split. The third thing that William Ruto is doing, Raila Amolo is doing, is he has started talking about compensation of the Mau Mau or families. This is something that Rigathi Gachagua had taken, and it was at the forefront, but he was using it to attack Uhuru family. Every time there was a debate about Mamau, he used to castigate the Uhuru family that they should relinquish part of their land and give it to the Mau Mau team, notwithstanding the fact that we have Ndungu reports and other land reports, including historical injustices that they have refused to open. So Raila has decided to take over, and this will shut Rigathi Gachagua from talking about Mau Mau, because Raila is talking about real issues about Mau Mau, their compensation. Yet Rigathi Gachagua was saying that certain families, took some large chunk of land from the Mau Mau, and they should get them. They should give them back, which could also be true, but there's a way this can be handled by looking at the land reports. So with this, the Mount Kenya fraternity are looking at Raila, and they still see a man who, even after rejecting him in the 2022 election, he's still very much concerned about their affairs. And this is why I'm telling you that Raila is tightening loose nuts, and very soon William Ruto is going to be left alone. In fact, William Ruto is the most unpopular president now. All the fallacies that he had driven before, during, and after elections have been unearthed, including at the international front. The other day, the Deputy Secretary General, the Deputy UN Secretary General, said that she does not trust William Ruto. Malema the other day was in the country and said that he cannot locate William Ruto. What he says and the actions are totally two different things. And that is why I'm telling you that he has been exposed. The hustlers understand that he is a liar. The African Union understands that this man is a liar. At the international front, the only person who believes him, and I think he just knows that William Ruto is hoodwinking Kenyans, is Joe Biden. And so, ladies and gentlemen, these moves are going to cripple William Ruto. And if Azimio continues on the same course, and the hustler nation refuses to be hoodwinked again, then William Ruto, I can assure you, will become a one-term president. I don't know what you think, but that is my take.